welcome and thank you so much for joining me, Alyssa Arundell, for your 2021 tarot card reading. I cannot believe we're in 2021. For this year, what we're going to do is pull 12 cards, and these 12 cards are going to symbolize each month of the year for your specific zodiac sign. In the middle of this spread is going to be what's called a significator card. So this is a card that is a running theme throughout your year, and then as each month comes up, we're going to compare this card to the card that you pulled for that specific month. So I hope that that makes sense. I will also be leaving timestamps beneath this video so that you can refer back to each month as you go throughout your year. So all you need to do is save this video in your favorites or something, and then you can refer back to that. Before we dive into this year's reading, I'd also just like to thank you for joining us for our daily show. Thank you for joining me for these monthly videos. It really does mean a lot to me. If you would like to check out your free 3-card tarot spread, you can do that by clicking on the link beneath this video. It's completely free. And if you would like to reach out to myself for a live one-to-one consultation, I'd be more than happy to work with you and to serve you in whatever way I can. But without further ado, let's get into this year's reading. Hello Aquarius, and thank you so much for joining me for your 2021 tarot card reading. The first card we are going to pull, Aquarius, is your significator card. This is a card that is going to have significance throughout your year, and this is a fantastic card for you to pull. It's the 6 of Wands. The 6 of Wands is about victory, awards, rewards, and just being noticed, generally in quite a public way. So you could see your public profile increasing a lot this year. You may also see that you get some kind of rewards at work, whether this is increased income or just esteem as well amongst your colleagues and your peers. It's being recognized for all of the qualities that you have, and this is a fantastic card. So no matter what cards come up for you this year, Aquarius, this kind of power it is fantastic. The only downside, and it's not really a downside, it's just something to be aware of, that when we get that much acclaim, sometimes our egos can get a little bit inflated. So it's just important to keep ourselves in check when this card comes up. But you know, you've worked so hard for so long, you're not going to let your ego get the better of you. I think that you're going to enjoy these rewards in a lovely modest way and be humble with it, and I'm really excited to see what comes up for you for the rest of this year. So your card for January, Aquarius, is the 10 of Swords. So your year might start off a little bit tricky. This could be because the past few months have been very hectic in some way, and they may have been exhausting for you. The 10 of Swords is a card of feeling a little bit defeated and deflated. In some decks it's signified by a person lying on the ground with 10 swords in their back, but they are not dead and the battle is over. Everybody's left the battlefield, and you're kind of just in that state of, oh, I need a break, I need some peace, I need to relax. What a roller coaster this has been. So I feel in January, don't give yourself any massive targets. I think that could be quite overwhelming. I think it's going to be more beneficial for you in January to take things slowly, practicing a lot of self-care and a lot of healing, really. Now, as we move into February, Aquarius, the card that comes up for you is another 10. So numerologically, you know, you have 2 10s. 10s represent endings and new cycles starting. In February, you have the 10 of Pentacles. So I do think you will get some very good news involving your finances this month. The 10 of Pentacles is about feeling very abundant on your material plane. For some of you, you will be moving home. For some of you, this could be a new job with a pay rise. This could be a way of monetizing a sort of hobby or an interest. And it can also mean spending. So this could be a big ticket item, like we said, a house or maybe a new car, some kind of vehicle. Or it could be, you know, just spending some money on clothes, on a new style. So February is a great month to branch out financially. Obviously, want to practice some self-control because we don't know what the rest of the year holds for us. But I do think that some good fortune could come your way in February, and that is very well deserved. Now, as we move into March, you have the Three of Cups. Aquarius, to be honest, even though January started off a little bit tricky for you, I'm really getting the feeling that, like, out of many of the zodiac signs this year, you are doing fantastically. March, the Three of Cups is about community. It's about celebration. It is about, it can be new births. It can be sort of, you know, christenings, bar mitzvahs, weddings, anything that involves people coming together. Now, obviously, we don't know what the social situations are going to be because we are still in a global pandemic. No matter what anyone's feelings are on that, that is currently where we are at as a society, as a species. We also have a lot of political things going on in many of our countries. And so those things are obviously going to have an impact on our lives. But from a spiritual viewpoint for your zodiac sign, Aquarius, you have this Three of Cups in March. And I definitely feel there will be cause to celebrate. I feel the worst is over, and you're actually starting to relax into life. This kind of celebration and the monetary gain that comes in February, again, if we go back to your significator card of the Six of Wands, does suggest that this good fortune, these celebrations are coming to you because of the hard work that you put in, and you really deserve all the achievements that you get. So now, as we move into April, the card that comes up for you is the Hierophant. The Hierophant, or the Pope here, represents big organizations. So any kind of company that is huge, anything to do with spiritual organizations or groups as well. March is asking you, April here is asking you, Aquarius, to stick to the status quo. It's not asking you to veer off outside the box too much. You may have a wonderful idea, and it's not to say that it will never be the time to go for it, but if your idea is a bit left field or a bit different, April might not be the best month to make a move on that, because the Hierophant asks us to stick to tradition and to what is known. So it's kind of just a bit of an advisory card for that month, that things might be a little bit strict, a little bit stern, a little bit traditional is the word, but it doesn't mean that you can't branch out moving forwards in the year. It's just for April itself. Now, as we move into May, Aquarius, this card is sticking out. This is the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords asks you to be careful about the people that perhaps you associate with. This can be a card of stealing or theft. This could be a monetary theft. This could be somebody stealing your idea. This could be someone stealing your energy or your power in some way. So I feel like in May, just be vigilant to people who are maybe acting a little bit differently. Or if something is going on, I think it's going to be important to address any issues or concerns or worries you have without coming across as accusatory, because if you are wrong about something, that could be quite damaging. But I think, gather as many facts as you can if you do feel something is being taken from you, and do address that situation. Now, as we move into June, you have the Queen of Swords. You are being asked in June to think very logically. This is an air sign. This is cutting through any lies, deceit, getting to the truth of a matter. If it is a person you know, they're likely to be a female who comes across as quite stern, strict, maybe even cold, but underneath that hard shell, they are very funny, very witty, and very wise. So they could give good counsel to you in June. I think anything to do with your business or your career is likely to going to be at the forefront of your mind in June. And again, it's not so much about creativity. It started off a bit more jolly. The year starts off quite focused on pleasure, having fun, having a bit of a blowout if time has been rough. But then you're moving into a more traditional strict part of your life in this sort of quarter, and just making sure that everything is settled and accounted for, right? So as we move into July now, Aquarius, we have the Two of Pentacles. So it's a bit different from that February vibe of spend and change and all that good stuff. You have the Two of Pentacles here, which isn't a bad card at all. It's just a card of balance. You know, you got to see what's coming in, you got to see what's going out. Maybe you want to get some kind of renovation done, but you think, if I do that, how much will I have left over? So it's about being a little bit sensible in July, but definitely concerning your finances, you're having some choices. So rather than seeing this as a negative, like you might not be able to get everything you want in life right now, you know, materially. However, you do have some choices you can choose between. And, you know, a lot of us have been in situations where we have no choices, right? So it is better to have some choices than absolutely none at all. So please take that as the message for July, that yes, you might not be able to have everything, but you can do some things. Now, as we move into August, the card that comes up for you is the World. August is going to be a really important month, not just for your sign, but I feel for quite a few, because quite a few signs have got big cards in July. Now, the World card, again, is about new beginnings. It's the last card in the major arcana, the Fool's Journey. And after this card, obviously you have all your pip cards and your court cards. But in terms of the major arcana cards, this goes back to the Fool at 0, and the cycle starts again. So you've learned a lot of lessons come August, and you're really sort of embarking on a brand new chapter of your life. Some of this might feel scary, but I think it's an excitement. It's like, oh my goodness, my life is changing in quite big ways. Some of you will be expecting that and will have planned for it, and others of you, it will kind of come out of the blue. But generally, again, your significator card, the Six of Wands, says that this is likely to really be something that goes in your favor. Some fame and fortune for some of you comes up in August, and that might be really, really a nice boost to your confidence. Now, September, we have Strength reversed. So strength typically means that inner strength, and because it's reversed, you might be feeling a little bit wary in September, a bit of that tiredness creeping in again, because you know, there's fun at the start of the year, serious head on, making a lot of choices about your money and finances. Then you have this boost of energy again in August, and now September, it's like just feeling like maybe you don't feel like you can carry all the responsibility on your own, or perhaps it's just that you have a lack of confidence. You know, you might feel like, oh, well, can I actually do what I've set out to do? But you have the Six of Wands. Other people think that you are very capable. So if there's any doubt, it's only you doubting yourself. Other people have actually got a lot of faith in you, Aquarius. So it's time to give yourself some of that faith back. Now, as we move into October, Aquarius, you have the Three of Swords. You could experience some kind of loss in October, or feel like something's being taken away. Now, this might not be something new. This could be something from your past. I do get the feeling that your year has been so hectic that past hurts have kind of been put on the back burner. Things that you would usually go over, allow yourself some time to heal or think about. I think this year has been so jam-packed so far, you haven't really had that chance. So October might be the month where you're just having to think about what your old life was, because I definitely feel this year is like the start of a new life. And I think there's a sense of relief from your past, but also there might be parts of it that you missed. So again, a bit like what happened in January, take some time out, you know, even if it's a weekend off. You've got to give yourself some space, because you're not really giving yourself breaks throughout this year. there's not much TLC time. So the start of the year and then come in, over to October, make sure that those 2 months in particular, you are looking after your own emotional needs and mental health needs and physical needs. So as we move into November, Aquarius, you have the Chariot. This is why it's so vital to take that rest in October, guys, because the Chariot is fast, fast, fast. This year is going to be so exciting in so many ways. You might feel you're a bit clumsy at times. It's going to be overwhelming. It's going to be just a lot of change and a lot of juggling finances, juggling work, juggling your emotions and your thoughts. So this is why the 3 came up in October, I think. Some of you may experience loss, but I think for the majority of you, it's more of like a warning card to say, take the break. November's going to be crazy. In a good way, because the Chariot is fast paced. There are no reins on these horses. So he's just hanging on for dear life. It's like if we went on a huge roller coaster ride and we were not strapped in. Now, you could really hang on to the seat and, just pray that you make it round the loop. And then you come out the other end and you've survived. And it's like, oh my goodness, that was absolutely terrifying. But it was exhilarating at the same time. And I think that's sort of the energy that's coming up for you in November. So something to look forward to. Albeit a little bit anxiety inducing. And then in December, you finish here with the 6 of Swords. So again, a little bit of tiredness coming in, but the 6 of Swords is like a sigh of relief, because it's like moving forwards from something, getting out of anything that felt hectic. So I feel like this is a perfect circle, really, because the year starts with the tiredness, and then the money and the happiness comes in, and then the serious side comes in, and then the focus on your creativity and finances comes in again, and some good things happen in August. Then you get a little bit tired in September and October, and then November is so action-packed that December you need a little bit of a break again. But the difference between September and October is that you can see the light at the end of the tunnel in December. So that's actually really positive. And then to top it all off, the Significator card, which means you might get a lot of public acclaim and a lot of people telling you how well that you've coped with so many things in your life. And you should really embrace those, those things that people are saying about you. Allow yourself to feel those compliments in a really beautiful way. So there you have your 2021 tarot card reading. Thank you again for joining me. It really does mean a lot, especially those of you that join me month to month. You've been with me since I started doing this on Patrick's channel, so I'm really, really honoured to share this time and space with you. If you haven't checked out our daily show, I'd really love you to come along for that ride as well, because it's so much fun and we love being with you every single day. And it's just an honour to have that, really. So I hope that this spread has given you some idea of what you could potentially expect energetically this year. I just want to wish you a peaceful new year. I really hope that you are safe wherever you are in the world, and that you your families, friends, those that matter to you are also safe. I'm sending you lots of love for this new year, and I really hope that things pan out in a way that is beneficial for all of us on the planet. So until we speak again in January, take care, stay safe, and speak again very soon. Alyssa.